Waiting. Wait. Go get it! Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me as always. It is a little bit of a noisy one in my house today. I've just put on a load of washing, and I've also just given treat-laced tea towels to my dog, and I think she's almost finished it, so I'm hoping that she's gonna sit down and chill out whilst I do this. So today I want to talk to you about just really general rules to make sure that you're living a happy and healthy life. These are really the aspects that I try to look at in my life to pursue a better, healthy life, I guess. So I think these things are really important to me, and I try to simplify things in my life so that things don't become too overwhelming, because I tend to get very overwhelmed very quickly if I end up making more work for myself. So I've isolated the areas of my life that I take seriously to a point. Obviously you have your cheat days, but come on. We're only human, right? But these are the things, like I say, that are really important to me to make sure that I keep on top of things and keep myself leveled out, really. She's just having a drink now. She's just chilled out. Well, she will chill out. Are you going to lay down? Still looking for treats. I've always been told you are what you eat. So ultimately, I look at things that I enjoy, that are healthy, that are going to make me feel good. So if I need a quick dinner or something that's, just really easy and I can just put together, or I can cook it in the oven, I will always go for something that's healthier than just having a pizza or something like that. So make sure that you're choosing your options wisely. Choose things that you enjoy eating, but don't shy away from things that you don't know or you haven't tried before, because you might be pleasantly surprised. So always look for the things that are healthier option, but actually you might enjoy working out different flavors that you like. I know my other half is really fussy, and when I met him, all he'd eat is chicken nuggets and chips. If not, it was a pizza baked in the oven, and that was his diet. I think our first date was actually to KFC. So do you know what I mean? I was like, I can't live like this. I cannot live like this. After having a fitness instructor for a mother, she would always make sure that we were eating healthy food, home cooked food. And I've gone from having home cooked food to going to KFC, McDonald's, Pizza Hut, having, all these takeaways and things like that. And it just really did nothing for my mental health. So I urge you guys to make sure that you're watching what you eat, not to the point that you obsess over it, but just make sure that you're eating a good variety of fruit, vegetables, the usual things that people preach to us. Staying active for me is so vital. I say obviously so much, right? You guys don't necessarily know me, so this isn't obvious to you guys, it's obvious to me. But my parents are very active people. My dad's in the army and has been all my life. And my mum is a fitness instructor, and she has been, again, all my life. So they're very active. So that's definitely seeped into me and my brothers as well. We're very active and always have been. So for me, I have to make a point of doing something where I'm increasing my heart rate. That being my mother's classes. So she does classes at 6:30 every evening on Zoom. And her classes are amazing. She literally just, oh, every class I come out of that feeling incredible. I really do. It's a stress reliever. It's a laugh because she's always making fun of herself and she's always enjoying the process while she's teaching us. So it's a great watch, and it's really, really encouraging as well. She's just an amazing instructor. She knows what she's talking about. She's been doing it a long time. So she definitely has helped me my entire life to keep fit. And even when I've had my ebbs and flows, she's always been there to support me through my fitness journey, really. So I will put a link to her Facebook and her Instagram down below so that you can have a look at her pages. She's often doing recordings on Facebook as well, so if you want to have a look at what she's doing, please do. I'm sure she'll be really happy to have you. But it is ultimately how you feel after exercise that I would urge you to use as your goal or use as your focus. So, you know, when you're finished a class and you're dripping with sweat, you're knackered, you just know that you've done a good job, and you get home and all you want to do is curl up on the sofa with a hot cup of tea, or you just want to go to bed. That's generally how I feel. I just want to go to bed. That is the feeling that you ultimately want to go for and you want to focus on, because you feel like you have earned your sleep. And I think it sort of leads me onto the next thing, really, which is sleep well. Make sure you sleep at night. I know it's really fucking hard when your head is just going a million miles an hour with, oh, I've got to do this, I've got to do that, oh, this is happening, that's happening, they said this, that's happened, blah, blah, blah. All of these things racing through your mind when you're trying to get into that slumber and go to sleep. It's really hard to shut that off, and I totally get it. I've been there, okay? But there is an answer to that. There is an answer. And if I'm quite honest with you, meditating is my answer. That's what's helped me to quieten my mind and actually focus on something else. Now, for me, I don't necessarily meditate in the traditional way. I do it in the way that I know is going to work for me. So adapt the process. It's not necessarily going to suit everybody, especially if you're not necessarily in the belief that it's going to help you. So first and foremost, you need to adjust your mindset to understand that things that you haven't necessarily tried before might actually work. So get into that mindset and then go with me on this, right? So we are going to meditate. This is how I do it. Now, I'll get sorted in bed and I'll chill out. First and foremost, I have a colouring app that I do, and that sort of drifts me off into, you know, just focusing on something that's happening right in this moment, and pulls me into the mindset of, right, I'm going to sleep now. This is my nighttime ritual, if you like. So I will go into that, and I will do maybe one or two of the colouring pictures that you can do. And after I've done that, I've sort of lulled myself into a sleepy state and I'm starting to drift off anyway. And then I'll turn over, put my phone down, put my alarm on, make sure I wake up in the morning bright and early. And I will basically just lay with my eyes closed, and I will take a few deep breaths, only 2 or 3, maybe 4 if I'm feeling a little bit stressed that day. And then I'll bring it down. So I will close my eyes and I will just feel my body. Just feel me just being there, and in the comfort of my bed and under the covers. I've probably got the dog lying on my legs, but still. And I am just chilling. Now, when I close my eyes, I don't know about you, but I get loads of little like eye floaters and like colours, and you know, there's all sorts of shapes going on, and sometimes there's like, you know, it's like a, what do they call it? Is it a kaleidoscope? I think that's what they're called, where, you know, where it's got all the colours and you turn it and it sort of changes and stuff. My eyes kind of go like that when I have my eyes closed, and I start focusing on that. And that's where I start my meditation, is I'm focusing on all of the spots and all of the different colours that are there. It might be that I list all the colours that are there just to keep my mind focused in on that rather than drifting off to what's happening tomorrow. And I will just meditate and just look and observe. And then all of a sudden I'm asleep and I'm having the most amazing dreams. So that is literally all I do. That is all I do. But it helps me get into that slumber. It helps me work my way into the sleep routine and the sleep pattern. So give it a go, guys. See if that works for you. And if it does, let me know in the comments. Please do, because it's a really simple but really effective process. So please give it a go. The next thing is talking about how you feel. Now, with men, it's a lot more difficult than it is for women. Us women love a natter. Like I've said in my previous videos, we always like a natter. I especially love to natter, as you can probably tell. And men aren't necessarily the same. You know, there are men out there that are quite happy to talk about their emotions, and I love that, I really do. And I applaud you all if that is how you are. But if you notice that you're, you know, not necessarily talking about how you feel about a certain situation, or you're just yesing and knowing, then you need to adjust that. You need to start talking about how you're feeling, because ultimately when you talk about it, it sets you free. It really does. I know it sounds ridiculous, and I know a lot of people out there will just go, oh, she doesn't know what she's talking about. But honestly, I'm living proof. I definitely know that this works. So talk, acknowledge, and understand how you're feeling to the point where you are so confident in your emotions and your feelings and how they are portrayed that you can express them in a way that is healthy for you. This one is my ultimate favourite. Keep an open and curious mind, okay? I try to keep as curious as I possibly can. So when I see something that doesn't make sense to me or I don't fully understand, I will always ask the questions to work it out and to figure out the whole story. And to put things into perspective for me as well, and so that I can really learn something new, because I enjoy learning. I enjoy it because, you know, if I know something, then that might be able to help somebody else, and vice versa, you know? It's how we communicate as society. We teach each other things. We learn from one another. And I think that's a really important trait to have, because we learn who we are by learning different skills, learning about different people, learning about different cultures. If we're learning constantly, then we're always going to be growing individually and as a person. We're always going to be developing, and the person that you were last year is far in the past, and you're somebody different today because you've gone through that process of learning new skills and putting yourself out there to be curious and to challenge things and work on your knowledge and your abilities in the world, and ultimately just to make yourself, you know, more knowledgeable. It's so exciting when you get to learn something new. I'm just like, oh my god, this is so exciting. Anything new, I'm just like, even if I'm not really remotely interested, I will still get really excited because it's something new. It's a different perspective that I can look at, and it's something that could change my mind about something, and I find that quite exciting, whereas some people can find it quite scary because their beliefs are their beliefs. Now, I've known a lot of people to be stuck in this situation where they are stuck in their beliefs and they're holding on to the things that they've been taught that don't necessarily apply anymore. Sorry, I just had to check that I pressed record because I've been talking for about 20 minutes now, and if I hadn't recorded that, oh my Christ. So, yeah, so guys, that's ultimately it. Let me just double check what we have on my little notepad here. Yeah, so to wrap up on the open mind and the curious mind, just make sure that you are looking for those opportunities to learn new things. Now, it might not be anything that's particularly, for yourself in a personal sense. It might be that you need to learn something at work, or that you need to learn something for, you know, your children's homework or something like that. But just keep learning, Any opportunity that you can see to learn a new skill, learn anything, go for it, grab it by the horns and tackle it down. Go for it. But that's it, guys. Thank you so much, as always, for joining me. If this was useful to you, please make sure that you give us a thumbs up below, and make sure that you're hitting that subscribe button as well. But it was great to spend some time with you guys. I hope you're all treating yourselves well, and I will see you very soon. Thanks a lot, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.